Good morning, everyone. I am very happy to see you again, and I hope you are all doing well. My dear friend and piano partner, Victoria, is having surgery on one of her hands today. Although Victoria's husband will take great care of her, I thought it would be nice to prepare a 3-course dinner for Vicky and her husband that they can enjoy when they return home from the hospital. So we are going to make the wonderful no-cook cucumber soup, which you and I have made previously, but which Vicky and her husband, I do not believe, have tasted. And for the main course, we will do a creamy zucchini jack casserole that is topped with buttery croutons. And the grand finale will be a spiced plum cake because plums are in season. We will start with the plum cake because we need to bake it off. And I will link the printable recipe in the description box below. So I need flour. This is just all-purpose flour. Baking powder. Cinnamon, and nutmeg. And then whisk. So we can move the dry ingredients aside, and then we need to deal with the plums. You and I bought some beautiful plums at a farm store in a previous episode, and I planned to use them for this cake, but I think they are too small. So I went to the store this morning and I bought some other local plums, which I hope are not too large. And I need to cut each of these plums in half. For the cake batter, I need softened butter, which I will beat for about 1 minute. Sugar. And then we can beat the butter and sugar together until the mixture turns light and fluffy. We will also need 2 large eggs, which I'm going to beat. Scrape down the bowl. And we can add the beaten eggs. We need a neutral flavored oil. I'm using avocado oil. And in goes the oil. Vanilla extract, which you and I made together. Then we can add all of the dry ingredients. And mix them at low speed just until they are incorporated. I wish you could smell this batter. It smells like autumn with the cinnamon and the nutmeg. Now, I don't want Vicky and her husband Alban to have any dishes to wash, so I'm going to pour this batter into an aluminum pan. This is an 8 by 8 inch pan. I don't think I have ever used an aluminum pan for baking a cake before, so this will be a first for me. And I'm going to grease it with baking spray. And I have to put baking spray on my shopping list. And I've put the aluminum dish on a baking tray because although this dish feels pretty hefty, I don't trust it. In goes the batter. And then we can arrange the plum halves on top. And I'm going to form a grid with 3 plums across. These plums are a little large. I would like to see more space between them, but we will see how this works. And of course, I have half of 1 plum left over, which I will eat for a snack. And then this goes into a 350-degree oven until the cake puffs and the plums are tender. That will take anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. And while we wait for the cake to finish baking, and by the way, my whole kitchen smells wonderful right now because of that cake, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the no-cook, very minty cucumber soup. So I've just removed the leaves from several stems of mint from my garden. And then I need a couple of English cucumbers, which I will just roughly chop. We will also need some Greek yogurt, some salt, some pepper, and 2 or 3 limes. And we can put the cucumber into the jar of a blender. We can also add the mint leaves to the blender. The grated zest from 2 limes. This is truly a classic soup, and if you have not tried it yet, I hope you will do so right away. It's a great first course for a summertime dinner party. And I think it will be a welcome surprise for Vicky and Alban when they return home from the procedure today. Then I need to juice these limes. And these limes are small, so I'm going to use 3 of them. Have to remember to use my pusher or tamper for this blender. And we can add the yogurt and a pinch of salt. Some white or black pepper. And then on with the lid. And I want to have my little pusher ready. Couple of spoons because I want to give this soup a taste. It's wonderful. But I forgot to add one ingredient. needs either a little honey or a little sugar to bring out the sweetness of the cucumber. Clean spoon and another taste. Oh, this is so good. That little hint of sweetness makes all the difference. Now here again, I don't want Vicky and Alban to feel that they have to wash any dishes or even that they have to return any dishes. So I'm using a heavy plastic soup container. I love the color and taste of this soup. I don't have to label this. I will just text them and tell them what everything is. And I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator and jar up the rest of the soup and refrigerate that. Now, while I'm decanting this soup, I wanted to ask if any of you have ever had carpal tunnel surgery. And if so, what was the experience like for you? And what was the recovery time? I've heard the recovery can be anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, or even for a pianist, up to a year. And of course, Victoria is both excited and a bit nervous for the surgery because she is a pianist and obviously her hands are super important to her. And we are supposed to do a 2-piano recital on January 17th. I might even film some of that for you. But if Vicky is not quite ready to play yet, then we will just postpone the concert. Now, before we do the main course, zucchini jet casserole, I think it would be nice to give Vicky and Alban a vase of garden flowers. So let's head outside. Here are the flowers, but we need to check our cake before we can arrange the flowers. This looks gorgeous. It did take longer than 40 minutes to cook though. I think it cooked closer to 50 minutes. And I'm going to let this cool in the pan for a bit while we arrange the flowers. Here's my vase. This is asparagus fern from when you don't harvest your asparagus in a timely manner. It turns into a beautiful fern. Well, for some free greens and free flowers, I think this arrangement turned out pretty well. Can put it over here and enjoy it while we make the zucchini jack casserole. On to the main course, zucchini jack casserole, which I have been making since I was 17 years old. So that was a couple of years ago. And the recipe calls for minced garlic. I'm going to use one of the garlic pucks that you and I made together from Homegrown Garlic. I also need one small chopped onion. I'm going to use some of the homegrown onion that you and I diced and froze in the previous episode. I need a little bowl. And that's about the equivalent of one small onion. Having onion and garlic pucks in the freezer, super convenient. We also need some chopped parsley. So I have parsley here from the garden. And I can put the parsley in a bowl. So I have my mise en place, or mise en place, all ready. And this remaining parsley can go into a freezer bag and then into the freezer where I will use it for stock. And then I need zucchini, which is also from the garden. And here again, I will post all of these recipes in the description box below. I need to cut this zucchini into roughly 1/4-inch slices. My mother found this recipe in, I think it was Red Book magazine or one of those ladies magazines from the 1970s. And she asked me to make the casserole because she knew I liked to cook and she thought the ingredients sounded terrific. And I did make the casserole. It was fantastic. And I have been making it at least once every summer since. And here is my zucchini all sliced up. I'm going to set this aside for a moment because we need to do some mixing. So I need eggs. Give them a whisk. Milk. Salt. Baking powder. Now the baking powder and the eggs will give this casserole a nice puff. And we need a bit of flour, which will thicken the works. I want to beat this batter until it is fairly smooth. And now we can stir in the parsley. Garlic. Onion. Frozen onion thaws very rapidly. Green chilies from a 7-ounce can. Give this all a good stir. And then we can stir in some Monterey Jack cheese, which my supermarket did not have, so I am using Colby Jack. which will work just as well. Because of the green chilies, this mixture smells heavenly already. And finally, the zucchini. And this is why I'm using my largest bowl. It's hard to mix all of these ingredients in a small bowl. Clean the decks. Normally, I bake this casserole in a 9 by 13 dish. Today, I'm going to bake half of it in an 8 by 8 inch square pan. It's the same aluminum pan that I used for Vicky and Alban's cake. And I'll put the remainder in this gratin dish, which my spouse and I can enjoy for dinner tonight. And I need to grease these dishes. I'm going to use avocado spray. I think this gratin pan is too large, so I'm going to use this smaller pan. Now I need to divide this mixture among the two pans without making a big mess. Now this dish is actually vegetarian. I mean, it has protein from, I guess, both the milk and the eggs and the cheese, but if you wanted, you could add some maybe turkey kielbasa, which I happen to have in my refrigerator. So I'm going to slice this into little coins. My dog Avery suddenly appeared at my feet. She loves turkey kielbasa. And yes, I will save some kielbasa for her. And then I think I will simply tuck this kielbasa into the casserole. And for the final touch, we need to add some seasoned buttered croutons. So I have my butter here. I'm going to melt this very quickly in the microwave. And I wanted to mention again that the reason I'm using this aluminum foil pan for both the casserole and the cake is because I don't want Vicky and Alban to have to wash any dishes or to feel that they have to return dishes to me. So I have my melted butter and croutons. I took the easy road. These are store-bought croutons. Give these a toss so they are all coated with the butter. And then we can divide the croutons among the two baking dishes. I'm going to let Vicky and Alban bake their casserole off at their home so that the casserole is super fresh. So I'm wrapping it in foil. And I will pop this into the refrigerator until the delivery time. Vicky's going to text me when her surgery is finished. And I'm going to pop this into the oven because it bakes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I never turned off my oven after we baked the cake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And this has to bake until the center is set. That will take from 45 to 50 minutes. Look at how beautifully this casserole puffed up. It smells just heavenly, really, from the zucchini. Now, before I dive into this, let's have a look at everything we made today. I've decided that I want to glaze these plums with a little red currant jelly, just for looks. I'm going to pop this into the microwave. So we made this minty, delicious cucumber soup for the first course. Now, 1 quart is for Vicky and Alban. The remaining I will put in my refrigerator. We have our beautiful, this is hot, zucchini jack casserole. This one is for me. This one, all wrapped up, is for Vicky and Alban. And then we have the dessert for Vicky and Alban, the beautiful, now glazed plum cake. And we have the flowers that we arranged. So I need to find a box for the soup, the casserole, and the dessert, and the flowers. I just received a text from Vicky, and she said the doctor said that everything went very well. So I'm getting ready to bring the dinner over to them. And I do want to put a note on this zucchini jack casserole. Bake 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And since I'm going to box everything, I do need to cover the dessert. I normally don't use this much foil, but today is an exception. I will label this too, just to tell them what it is. And the soup, it's my classic cucumber soup. Let me find a box. Vicky and Alban texted me later on this day to tell me how much they loved this dinner. They said the cake was out of this world delicious, as was the cucumber soup and the zucchini jack casserole. I hope you feel inspired to make this same 3-course dinner, either for yourself or for someone you love. All of the recipes are simple to do. This will work. I need to bring this out to my car, but first, I want to have a taste of this zucchini jack casserole. I need a fork. This is, well, it's ridiculously delicious. I love everything about it. The zucchini, the cheese, the chilies, and everything else that's in here. Super delicious. One more bite. Before I head over to Vicky and Alban's place, they live only 4 minutes away from me. I wanted to thank you for being here today as we put together this very simple but super delicious dinner. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would give it a thumbs up. And please post a comment below because I always love hearing from you. And until next time, please take excellent care of yourself, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye for now, friends. I'm off to the car.